After the Toronto Maple Leafs traded their captain away to the Devils, Doug Gilmour is back in the blue and white. Gilmour led the Leafs to back-to-back conference finals in '93 and '94. And Pat Quinn's hoping that the second coming of Killer will help end the Maple Leafs' 36-year championship drought. Gilmour was reacquired from the rival Montreal Canadiens in exchange for a sixth-round draft pick in 2003, while veteran defenseman Phil Housley was acquired from the Chicago Blackhawks for 2 draft picks, a 4th or 9th round pick in 2003 and a 4th round pick in 2004. And with more on the Leafs deadline moves, here's John Liu.
The man who never wanted to leave Toronto is back, perhaps to finish his career there. Doug Gilmour was reacquired from the Montreal Canadiens for a 6th round draft pick for another chance at a cup with the team that's meant the most to him in 2 decades in the NHL. Gilmour is only 3 months short of his 40th birthday, but the one-time heart and soul of the Leafs is no less passionate than he was in his prime.
I think as we all look at the big picture, that I am kind of running out of time here and where I want to go and how I want to end my career. So this hopefully will be a positive side, and if I can have the chance to do it one more time, it'd be awesome.
The fact is, we watch pretty closely down the stretch here, and we think he can still make a contribution. Is the old Dougie? No, of course not. But some parts of him are the old Dougie, and that's the competitive instinct he has, and a good brain for holding the puck and working those little holes, and you know, he's done that for years.
A guy that has had a lot of success in the playoffs before, and is a warrior, and as I said, he's a real team player, so he's going to be a great addition for us. He brings a lot of experience, as I said, on and off the ice.
Well, he's got great veteran leadership, and obviously come playoff time, you need that sort of leadership in your hockey club, and we welcome him with open arms, that's for sure.
The Leafs also added one more piece to their blue line puzzle in Phil Housley. Pat Quinn says the 21-year veteran is probably out until the end of March with a broken bone in his foot, but once Housley returns, he not only adds depth to the Leafs' defense, he can be a legitimate quarterback for Toronto's middle-of-the-pack power play.
You know, I've been in the league long enough. I know a lot of the players' tendencies these days, and you know, I'm just going to try there to contribute and try to fit in. I'm not going to try to change anything. This team has been too successful without me. I'm just going to try to add to their success. He's
had a kind of a rebound in his scoring touch this year and last year as well. In the second half last year, he was quite good. He still can skate. He can find the pass. And we have at least a couple of lines that need to get the puck.
As a former Leafs captain, Gilmour adds even more to the leadership department, as does Housley, who wore the C for the Winnipeg Jets in the early '90s. And when you throw in last week's acquisitions, ex-Sharks captain Owen Nolan and Glenn Wesley, who wore a letter with Carolina and Boston, the Leafs have made a huge upgrade in character for the playoffs.
Everybody's got lots of playoff experience in the locker room. There's a lot of veterans, and you know, not much needs to be said. We need to go out there and really do our jobs, and if we take care of ourselves, you know, on the ice, everybody knows what to say and what to do in the locker room.
You know, they're looking at Matts to lead the team, McGillney, Roberts, Owen Nolan, and then you have the rest of your team that, you know, is just going to fill the spots. So it's just you just try to better your hockey club, and hopefully, again, I can be a piece of that.
They really have to think that Toronto is considering themselves a contender with the deals they made and the players they already had.
John Liu, TS.
Flames have flipped it down into the Toronto zone. Caberlet around to the far side, and quickly from Zvela it goes to Domi. His pass was blocked. Zvela now engages with the forechecking of Iginla. Back to the point. Gilmour is down and tangled up there with Lowry, and both players are kind of crawling towards their respective benches, and Doug Gilmour has been hurt.
And Lowry was down for a while too. He gets up. Now I don't know whether they're winded or not. It was a collision well away from the puck, but Doug Gilmour doesn't look as comfortable as Lowry does as he gets to the bench, but not without some problems. Let's have a look at it now. It was a careless little collision.
Chris Broadhurst looking at Gilmour, and Gilmour couldn't get up off Lowry, and he is bent over at the Toronto bench.